Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a couple weeks since I said I'll be back to you with a review of the Mavic 2 Pro, but my work schedule and the weather's been really crappy, and over the last week or so I've been out putting as much time on this thing as I could. So let's talk about the new Mavic 2 Pro. Right off the bat, if you don't want to watch this to the end, I think I've already told you in the first video, I am in love with the new Mavic 2 series. I mean, with this drone, you get a little bit of Inspire, you get a little bit of Mavic Air, you get a little bit of the Mavic Pro Platinum, and you also get a little bit of the DJI Phantom 4 with a couple of extra new additions to the drone. I'm not going to go through feature by feature or spec by spec. Just to read off, you got the Hasball 1-inch sensor, which is supposed to yield amazing image quality and clarity. I don't have a set of ND filters yet because they're kind of hard to come by. I actually ordered a set, and by the time I put the next video up, I should have them. But from what I've gotten out of this thing so far, I am totally blown away by the 1-inch sensor. You can actually see in certain situations little specks of dust flying through the air if I'm filming in 4K. I totally love the fact that you can take this drone and get some super fine detail out of it with that 1-inch sensor. In fact, if I mentioned it in the last video, I was waiting for the Evo to come out with a 1-inch sensor version, and if it had beaten the Mavic to the market, I probably would have picked that up, but I was not going to buy another drone unless it had a 1-inch sensor on it, and I'm glad I waited for this one because this drone absolutely blows my mind. On top of that, you've got OcuSync 2, which adds another kilometer onto the range of the previous Mavic Pro series. So you get 8 kilometers out of that. You got an Active Track 2. Active Track 2, actually I tested this thing and it works flawlessly. It's supposed to have predictive tracking, and the predictive tracking is allowed to, if your target or if your track subject goes out of vision for a second or two, it's supposed to give it like a 2-second delay where it actually predicts the path of that target or subject and picks back up on it when it comes out. I didn't get a chance to test that, but I actually got a chance to test it and see how well it worked in tight, close quarter situations. I was wholly scared to death that I was going to crash this when I paid like $1,700 for the Fly More package. I tried to fly it in the most, I guess, safest, dangerous way that I could fly. So I flew it under a couple of trees, over top of some grass, but in between a car and some trees, and it worked flawlessly. Now, what I was surprised to find out, and I didn't realize this when I first bought the drone, I kind of said it in the video, in the original video, that it has 360 obstacle avoidance. What I was surprised to find out is that the side sensors only work in active track mode. If you guys did not know that, the side sensors do not work if you're just flying around and you decide to do an orbit, a manual orbit, where you're flying sideways. The side sensors don't work. You have to be in active track mode, and you have to be moving slowly for those to come on. So be careful about that. The landing assistant lights. So landing assistant lights I thought were amazing. I tested them on my first video. I was shocked to see what they were because when I did the unboxing, I didn't know what these two little LED looking things were. They actually were T6 or maybe LED flashlights mounted to the bottom of the drone. And while they may not have function for landing, I mean, I don't know of too many people who probably use them to find their landing position. What I found out is that they actually come in handy when you're doing a flight at night and you need to keep track of that drone in the sky. The Mavic Pro 2 doesn't have that big flashing green light on the back. It's got the 2 flashing little lights on the back, and it's got 2 lights on the front. That on my drone, I have it set up so that those 2 red lights shut off to let me know that I'm actually recording. So if you get up in the sky and you take your eyes away from it for a second, you can lose track of it. And this thing, to the next point, to segue into the next point, is absolutely quiet. That's the part about the Mavic Pro Platinum that is built into this one. You got those quiet motors, those quiet ESCs, electronic speed controls, and you also have the quieter propeller. So once it gets up about 150 feet, I mean, I actually had this thing maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 feet away from me, and it was hum quiet, and I'm totally blown away by it because I actually put the low noise props on my previous Mavic series, and you still had the louder motors, but it actually, with the propellers, actually did help a lot. So I am shocked at how quiet this thing is. Hyperlapse, man, I love freaking hyperlapse. I have been doing hyperlapses every chance I get. Now, one thing about hyperlapse, if you guys don't know, if you've ever seen the Mavic Pro videos where there's a hyperlapse where it transitions from day to night situations, I don't believe right now the hyperlapse feature has the saved waypoints in it. You need to have waypoints and be able to save waypoints in order to make that work. Because what you got to do is go out earlier during the day and fly a specific waypoint plan, and then go out at night when it's dark and then fly that same waypoint plan so that you can stitch those videos together seamlessly. I think when learning online that is coming. So don't be discouraged. It's coming, and I'm pretty sure I haven't been up on my Lychee yet, but Lychee was the king when it came to waypoints planning. If they're able to actually get the Mavic Pro 2 to work off of Lychee, you probably get it a little bit sooner than waiting for DJI to do it. I actually bought Lychee, I just haven't used it in a long time, so I'm eager to see whether or not Lychee works on this, but I'll get back to you on that in another video. When it comes to the camera feature, there was something that I found out. You actually have a new feature called Hyperlight, which is supposed to handle night shooting situations with less noise. It actually works great. I tried it without the Hyperlight on, which gave me your normal dark. If you're not using like the manual controls, your normal dark, average, grainy 3200 ISO image, and then when you put Hyperlight on, it definitely enhances that video and cuts down on the noise a lot. I mean, I don't know what the word to use on it, but it actually helps you if you're not one of these guys that knows how to use a camera and all the features, adjust the shutter, adjust the aperture. What is it called? Hyperlight is going to be the thing for you. I'm actually reading from a notebook here. Oh, and one last thing that I found out about the camera, which I don't believe was available on the previous Mavic series, because I don't remember using it, because I'm not really the guy that takes photos. I'm always the guy that takes videos and probably pulls a still from it. There is pre-focus on the shutter button for the camera. I went out and I shot a ton of photos. Well, I thought I shot a ton of photos the other day. But what I was doing is I was hitting the button on the shutter for the camera and it would flash, but that was just on the focus. I didn't hear the shutter snap, but I didn't realize it. I thought maybe there was a setting that they changed that you didn't hear the shutter snap. You just got that that little focus beep, beep. So when I got home and I couldn't find the videos, I mean, in the images, I was like, what the hell happened? It just happened to be by mistake that I happened to pick up the controller and felt a double click on the camera side shutter. So you have if you've ever used the camera before, if you press it halfway down, you get the focus, and if you press it all the way down, you get another click, which takes the photos. I actually like that because that makes sure that your shot is actually clear before it takes the photo. So if you're a photography guy, you're probably gonna like that feature. Oh, I almost forgot. There's another feature that I kind of like about this drone that I didn't really get into. I love the fact that they put the tripod mode, which used to be a flight mode in the previous Mavics, on the actual switch. So on the side, you have position mode, you have tripod mode, and you have sport mode. It makes it easier for you to get into those situations where you want to just totally slow that drone down and get really, really slow cinematics out of it, versus going into an actual setting in the camera settings, or in the flight mode settings, and then changing that from normal flight mode to tripod mode. I mean, all in all, man, I'm blown away by the Mavic 2. Again, I'm not knocking the guys who got the zoom. It didn't work for me, but from some of the images I've seen out of the Mavic 2 zoom, if they're anything like the Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro, the image quality is probably going to be totally fine and amazing. A lot of guys will, put up side-by-side videos, and I'm not a pixel picker, or I'm not one of these guys that can literally has a trained eye that can tell you what resolution a certain video has been shot at, or certain resolution the photo's been taken at. But if you put them side-by-side there, for the untrained eye, there's very little that you can see in the difference of quality between like a Mavic Pro zoom, a Spark, a Air, or whatever. I mean, again, I'm not a spec chaser either, so if you tell me it shoots 100 megapixel video, I mean, what's that mean? It just means that every time I turn my drone on, it tells you that my memory card's too slow. I shoot in 4K and it comes out totally fine. So I'm up to 10 minutes, guys. I just wanted to get back to you, and I wanted to kind of just show you some of the things I've done with. There's a lot of things that I haven't done yet. I'm still trying to figure out and understand how to totally operate it using that hyperlapse. I mean, I love that hyperlapse. You have all of the previous quick shot modes from the Mavic Air that are built into it, and if you're out and you're just like the autonomy of drones, this thing can't be beat when it comes to a drone. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, hey, which one should I buy? I mean, that's going to be up to you, and that's going to be up to your budget. I mean, if you buy either the Zoom or the Pro, I'm thinking you're going to get an excellent drone. You're getting a little bit of everything, and I'll say it again, it's going to be, I will totally be blown away by what DJI comes out with next with the Mavic 3, because this one right here seems like it's going to be hard to top. So give me a couple of days, guys. I got my ND filters coming in. I'm going to start putting a lot more video up of me just doing random flights and kind of showing you what this thing can do. Some city shots, some rural shots, some detail shots. I love it. I love it. It has actually brought back my enthusiasm for droning. I mean, I was getting a little bit bored about what was already out. I didn't really want to go out and invest in a Phantom 4, only because I was so used to the portability and compactness of a DJI Mavic Pro. So with this drone, I'm hoping to get a lot more use out of it and put it to the paces. So hey guys, I'm up at 13 minutes. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the vlog. I'll definitely get back to you soon when I learn more about the drone, more features, more updates, more firmware updates, and hopefully you'll be here with me. So talk to you later. Bye.